And once again, welcome to the show that we like to call Beyond the Score. I'm your host, Keith Six Taylor, and in studio with me is LaWanda Burrows. And of course, we're still waiting for the next portion of the Big Three. Still waiting on Mr. Kuba, but I'm sure that he will be here shortly. So, let's just get right into it today, because I'm in kind of good mood today. Sports weekend was a kind of
late again.
See, yesterday was a weird day weather-wise. I mean, some people got heat stroke, and some other people, it was a bad case of thunder yesterday. You ever done a bad case of thunder? Had people turning yellow, but basketball playoffs starting on Saturday.
We have to close out our season with the college basketball first, but before we start, I'd like to send a shout out to one of our biggest listeners, Miss Sarah Cox in Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock.
Always listening.
She tunes in every Monday to hear our show, even though she doesn't know anything about sports. She listens attentively.
Now, just how you said that, and I know you said you wanted to do the college thing first.
Yeah, I concede.
So
you picked Connecticut, you won.
Yes, I did once again. So that means I'm 2 for 2.
I went down with my Bulldogs. Yes.
I am 2 for 2. So that means if I pick whoever wins for the NBA, I'll be 3 for 3. I'll be perfect.
Did you pick the Packers?
Yes, I did.
Okay. It's Perez who went against them.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I'm 2 for 2. So for anybody who's trying to fill out their bookie sheet, whenever I make
Sports book. You don't say bookie sheet on the radio.
Whenever you were trying to fill out your bookie sheet and you need some picks, just listen.
Call out 6.
And I will more than gladly help you out, get you a few things. But yes, Wanda, as I told you, Kemba Walker.
In your belly.
Didn't I say it?
In your belly. He came out and he think, but I felt if I don't make excuses for team, they lost. But if Butler had a better shooting percentage, they might have had.
Wanda,
they might give him. Can I get a run for their money?
Wanda, that's like saying if I went to war and I had bullets in my gun, I would have won.
That is so true.
You can't say things like that. And once again, showing up in the building.
He's a Heat fan. Late again.
No. He's showing up. Right now, he's like a Kobe Bryant jumper yesterday. Just a second, dude. Just a little bit off.
No. Jermaine Elton.
Oh, you mean who had the game right there and couldn't pull it off?
Right.
How you doing today, Mr. Cooper?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing well. We were just talking about the college picks.
Yeah.
UConn.
And Butler. I went with Butler. He won. I can see it.
You went with UConn, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
See? Smart man.
He wasn't here.
Yeah. That's true.
That's off the record.
I was with you.
He wasn't here Monday going to pick your final
But I
picks.
picked my final team from we picked the final four.
No, that ain't count. That ain't count. No. Last week I can see it to Mr. Taylor.
Yes, and
now we going into our playoff week. This is the playoff
see,
run.
now she's so happy to switch off college basketball.
Yeah,
now she's trying to pick something.
I went down. I died with my Bulldogs, and I did.
Just like how you went down with the Bears.
I went down with the Bears. No. And I came back with the Packers, the man with the green eyes.
Yeah, but you had to jump on the bandwagon. Sometimes when they say a bandwagon too full.
You got judged.
Now, yesterday, big game, Celtics versus Heat. And even with all this AC pumping in this building right now, I still feel a little hot. Still a little warm.
You know what I don't like with you, Keith? You just like to just rub it in when your heat is doing bad. I don't hear you. But, man,
no, you would hear me because I beat up on them just like how everybody else beats up on them.
That's true, but still, you rubbing it in too much now. Yes, you beat the Celtics. Let me see what you can do in the playoffs.
I feel
it's
that
the Heat, a 7-game caliber team.
Yes, we are. I
against the Boston Celtics.
You don't need 7. We could get them in 4.
Wow.
Oh, you got jokes.
You see that?
The only game you all win against in the season.
Now
you're so confident you can win 4 straight.
It isn't how you
start.
start.
Using that momentum to go into the playoffs.
Oh.
Okay. All right. I gave it to you all last week. I did say last week, Mr. Cooper, that the Heat look like the Celtics are last year going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel that you're kind of come up a tad bit short to them Bulls.
To the what? To who?
To them Bulls. We have a Bull fan in here with us today.
That's bull you talking. How do you call that?
A tad short.
No, listen. I hope you was watching that game yesterday to see what the King did.
Yeah, let me hear. You know what I'd like to hear from today? Give these people the numbers. I know a lot of Boston fans out there.
And they could
Well,
be mad. Be mad.
Beg to defer. You two Heat fans
Be
who
mad.
trying to gang up with me on the studio.
352-3984,
Give them the numbers. I have a lot of Celtic fans out there.
352-3985. If you want to call, if you have an opinion.
Let me hear from my Boston Celtics
If
fans.
you feel that was a fluke,
I
23
still
points.
feel y'all can beat them in the playoff.
See, let me tell
You
you
don't
how.
think we good?
I still think Boston can beat them in the playoff.
No.
And you say, hey, petty. The Heat so petty, we beat them by 23. Put a Jordan on them. Oh,
give my Celtics fans the numbers.
and see?
Where are my biggest Celtics fans who in here? Where's he? I haven't seen him.
Oh, he disappeared a little while ago. He knew that we were coming on, so Mr. Hepburn disappeared because he didn't want to get all this beating and all this that everybody else has to get. But let me show you all how good this young man is known as King James. Now, in case you didn't know, we had an incident over the weekend. Well, the mother of the king,
She's not
she had a few drinks. You know, everybody indulges in a cocktail every now and then.
She had a little bit too much. That's a sin.
Yeah,
it's a sin to do anything.
She had one extra
A
collect.
lot of something.
One extra collect. One extra sans. However you want to put it.
She didn't drink it, but even back, she wouldn't act like that.
She'd act worse.
Yeah.
But what happened is, this lady, she went to get a car from the valet service, and I guess he was being difficult. He didn't bring the vehicle at the appointed time.
And the time she thought.
Yeah.
So why does she want to drive if she's drunk anyway?
Not only that.
That's a question for another day.
You heard the language that Valley Parker speaks. You know what he was? So she's like, she hit him like, you know what?
Yeah, she said, don't you know who I am?
No,
And
I
she
know who
slapped
her
him.
son is.
So she was arrested for assaulting the valet driver. And I felt sorry for LeBron, because when they asked LeBron about it later, and LeBron was like, well, you know, my mother had an incident and...
We're getting help for...
Yeah. You know, the pitiful talk. And then on top of all that, Jermaine O'Neal had to be petty. And on an open break, try to tackle LeBron James.
That was a tackle. That was tried. He did.
And you see what
If he had
happened?
on pads, LeBron would have been on his back.
But LeBron didn't remind you of how back in the day when you used to play basketball in the street, and when you going out of bounds, you burst out a person with the ball?
No, because a real behemoth would have hit him harder than that. He hit him too soft. And he stood, if he was going to get the technical foul, get it for something.
And see what I like most about when they had that little fight. When Paul Pierce pushed Wade, and Wade was like, I'm not backing down. Who you think you pushing?
He ain't no friends no more. Playoff about to start.
And then on top of that, Udonis Haslem, who wasn't even playing, was on the sidelines.
Explicit.
Yeah, using some choice words. I can't say exactly what the words were that he was saying, but, you know, he had some nice language for KG and all the Celtics.
I can detour just a second off this railroad, this Heat railroad. It seems like we're on the Heat railroad right now. I remember last week, Perez, you weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have my Lakers fans after that one game losing skid. Well, he calls himself the biggest Lakers fan. I wish I could hear from him today.
Watch.
They lost like 4 in a row since then?
5. Don't get it mixed
No,
up.
5 plus that
Yeah.
1.
Right.
5 plus that 1.
4 after that. So I wonder
watch
what he has
Wanda
to
gonna
say
start
today.
now. Wait, what Wanda gonna start? Numbers are 3523984,
Let me hear from that Laker fan. He ain't worried about nothing.
3523985.
Can't go to playoff looking like that. What happened to my green, purple and yellow?
Now, there was another game. The Thunder played. I don't think all the Lakers showed up. Not all of them did.
They showed up. They were dressed in the uniform. They were on the court. Bynum and everybody was there.
No, but you see that Cooler was playing. Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, in your belly. Perkins in your belly.
You see when he had
That's
Kobe
the
in that
difference maker.
arm bar?
That's the difference maker right now.
Because now the Thunder have a bully.
Bully.
You're not going to come here and push anybody
that
over.
bully. The Celtics is lacking that bully.
You don't really get scared of old men.
No.
All the Celtics are old.
Well, he does look like a hound dog. When you look at him and he's angry.
But see, I heard that Kendrick Perkins is actually quite a nice guy off
Off the court. Yeah, but I don't blame him. Most of the football players are nice guys too off the field, but if you see them on the field, you run from them. And that's the perception they should have.
So I have a question for the Lakers. What happened? That's 5 in
I
a
want
row.
to hear from the same Laker fan.
That's 5 in a
who
row.
called us last week.
If this was the playoffs, y'all would have been out a game ago. That's five
Clean sweep.
in a row. What's the problem? Is it Kobe? Because I know sometimes some Laker fans use that, say Kobe is shooting too much.
I go to bed a couple of nights ago with them playing Portland, the Trailblazers. And in the sportsbook world, they were only favored by 2. So I say, Lakers can rebound tonight and do something. not only to wake up and see Portland destroyed them. What? Where my Lakers fans at? What?
Now, I heard a voice just now saying something, and I asked this Laker fan something earlier, and they said, every once in a while, a lake dries up, but it will rain again. But when? When shall it rain?
Maybe next season. I don't know. So what about the Chicago Bulls?
Oh, that's a horse of a different color.
Let's leave that horse on the railroad.
That's a horse of a different color.
Are the Chicago Bulls the best team in the NBA?
They have the potential.
Are they the best team in the NBA?
At this point.
This is the only point that matters. The season over.
One game is reflecting that record to prove that.
What was that?
They're one game behind the San Antonio Spurs for the best record in the NBA.
No, but right now I'm not even looking at the record because San Antonio isn't playing good right now.
I think they're 2 down on San Antonio.
One? I just checked it. One.
Okay.
See, we have it right, y'all. You can look at your records.
One game behind the Bulls.
Yeah, one game. Yeah, it's one game.
I just check it.
So, but right now,
to reflect.
Right now,
I hope
not
they
looking at the record.
Yeah, if you don't look at the record, if you just
throw
stack
the record out the window,
stack up 10 versus 10 or 12 versus 12. Who's the best team in the NBA?
That's a good question. I'll go with the Bulls.
I'll go with Chicago too.
Yeah, they're looking nice.
You leaving your heat, Shandon?
Listen, I'm not saying if we play them now,
they're going to beat us. We're just talking about statistically the best team.
Be real, man. You're Heat fans. You guys are Heat fans, right? Be real with yourself. Chicago's going to represent the East.
And well?
In the
NBA
Finals. June 7th.
I don't see what the difference, what I think between why Chicago, I don't think will do that. Chicago, I don't know how much playoff pressure they can handle. It's a good thing to win a bunch of games in the season, but you have to be playoff proven.
Okay.
That's why the veteran teams like Boston and LA always
so Miami
and
is
San
such
Antonio.
A big veteran team.
No, I'm not saying they're a veteran team, but the better players the better players on Miami team have experience in the playoffs.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. We can pause it right now. Hold on.
You might have you might have more experience than the Bulls, but you're not a big time experienced team.
We have way more experience than the Bulls.
Thank God for Dallas and their flop. That's what you need to do.
Listen.
Thank God for Dallas.
If you want to play with man, beat man. If they can't beat, if you want flop, that's your business.
Thank God for Dallas and their flop. That's the only reason y'all got that championship.
Wait. That's the only reason?
Yeah. And Shaq.
Didn't we play Detroit that year?
Shaq. Yeah, you all beat us.
Okay.
You all beat us.
That's all. Just saying. Who has the playoff experience when it comes right now?
Experience out the window when it comes to this boys them playing.
No, you cannot throw experience out the window.
Experience is the only thing that win the playoffs.
In my opinion, experience goes out the window if you put Chicago right now to play against Miami Heat, because Miami Heat might have a little more experience than them. But I feel head-to-head, Chicago will kill y'all. Not beat y'all. Kill y'all.
Wait. Experience, right? So, if you were saying Chicago is the best team right now, you trying to tell me if they buck up against the Lakers, they'll mash the Lakers up? If they run up against San Antonio, they'll mash them up?
Well, we can find out June, because they can be there in the championship.
No.
Let me tell you why.
We can find out in June.
Let me tell you why experience plays a big role in the playoffs. Not only, in the season, you play a team once. You don't really get a chance to prepare for them because it's such.
They play you all how many times?
They play 3 times.
I'm talking about once at a time. They play 3 times for the season. But what happens with experience and better playoffs is players that you get to prepare for the individual play. You get to come up with a scheme, and you have them 7 games in a row potentially to come to win the series. So now what happens is the more experienced, more better players usually come on top.
Okay.
And that's why the best team always wins 7 games.
Got something for you. Watch this now. I said down yesterday watching the game. I said to my husband, I say, you looking at Rose playing? You see a Rose playing? I bet you any money Michael Jordan mentoring this guy. So you think Jordan ain't gonna be around in the Bulls era to go in the playoff?
Let me tell you something.
But that doesn't mean that
they
Jordan
might have the
bench.
leadership. They might have
Jordan on the bench.
They might not have the leadership ability in playing, but they might have the leadership.
Line or no?
What's that?
Stop liking man.
Who you want me like?
You think Jordan worry about the Bulls right now?
Who you want me like?
Jordan has his own team.
Yeah, Jordan has his own
Jordan could care less what the Bulls do.
I don't care what you say.
No.
Still is talking to his Bulls.
Jordan could care less what
He's
the
still talking to his
Bulls
Bulls.
doing right now.
Yeah.
The man
And
worried
his home
about.
team getting home for summer.
That's why he can go help their girls right now. Why?
We don't have to argue.
Why?
I wish we had more Bulls fans around here.
I had to tell you something. You see these set? Last year you couldn't find them.
When they get beaten in the playoff.
I ain't never noticed mine used to watch basketball who's standing in the studio right now.